What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Soft Cell, and we're jumping ahead to the Happiness Not Included album 2022. There are still a number of bonus tracks and remixes in the expanded folder for Cruelty Without Beauty. Thank you again to Kim. But yeah, I felt like I wanted to go ahead to this album so that later this year, when Danceteria comes out, we'll be in a position to maybe segue right into that. So either way, I'm excited to hear this. I do think I've heard one of the tracks. Maybe it's two, I think just one. But yes, I reacted to a track around the holidays that I believe is from this very, or is actually the title track, right? I think that's the case. I'm suddenly like second guessing myself, but hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it was the extended mix of Happiness Not Included, but it wasn't part of the like holiday reactions. It was part of the We Save Us playlist. Big shout out to Kim. So yes, ultimately I have heard the title track, but we will still go through the regular version when we get there. In any case, the opening tune on the album is, I suppose, similarly, or perhaps oppositely titled Happy, Happy, Happy. But I say similarly because I suspect there may be an irony or a sarcasm or a critique embedded within Happy, 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 excuse me, because it sounds like a dismissive assessment of the plasticity or the false euphoria that, you know, commercial society or the modern fabric of society and culture provides, or indeed fails to provide. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sharper meaning to this than it looks like on the surface with this repetition of happy. So let's give it a listen. This is Soft Cell. The tune is Happy, 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 and it's the first song on their 2022 album, Happiness Not Included.
1999 AD. More than a generation away, and yet dreams travel faster than light. And even now, scientists and planners are shaping the lives of our children who will live in the 21st century.
I remember a past that told us of a future. Rocket ships and flying cars. Other people lived on Mars. Boys and girls all look the same in PVC like leather. Auto controls to clean the house and even change the weather. Pills replace the sex act. We all felt so much better. Overbikes and monorails, electricity that never fails. Sterilized and neutralized, living in our bubble. Robocops with laser beams to dispel any trouble. Happy, 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 never ever crying. We never had a problem with state-assisted dying. Blend and blend and hand in hand, no killing or demeaning. dreams go? Were they just science fiction stories? We'll never really know. We tried to teach the world to sing. We only war and famine bring. Don't kill them with your laser beam and turn them into soil and green. Happy, happy, happy. Never ever crying. We never had a problem with state-assisted dying. Land on land and hand in hand. No killing or demeaning. A better life with little strife and very little meaning. Science fiction stories told us of our future. Science fiction stories that told us of our future. Science fiction stories that told us of our future. Science fiction stories told us of our future.
And even now, scientists and planners are shaping the lives of our children who will live in the 21st century.
It's great to use a sample like that. This is such an awesome tune. I have a lot to say about the lyrics, but I'll start with the sonics and Marc's vocals, which the feeling and the attitude toward those stories and where we actually are and what those stories would have meant, it's all there in his vocal delivery. Sonically, it's definitely got a bit of a dance floor feel, but also a bit of a Sybient feel, especially in that syncopated interlude in the middle of the track, which is my favorite part sonically. But yeah, little like chime sounds at the top, this reverberating like heavy synth bass line at the bottom of the track, some strings in there, just a really nice synthesis of electric and more natural sounds. And so lyrically, okay, yes, it is those things. I think it is a bit sarcastic, it is a bit ironic, it is a bit of a critique all in one. And I think it's sort of on different sides of this. Like, first of all, okay, so we're making reference to the way that, especially if you go back to like 50s sci-fi movies, the future of humanity is always represented as like they figured out a lot of the problems. They've gotten almost entirely rid of intra-species strife, and we all kind of dress the same, and we take pills or inject food intravenously, and we've mapped out and explored and even colonized the solar system and maybe beyond. We don't have the struggles and toil of daily life. We have machines and robots and even artificial intelligence which takes care of those things and which takes care of us. And in one sense, yes, he's saying those views were kind of naive because we're sort of in the future now and it's not really like that, and there's still strife and so on. And I'm thinking like, yeah, our technology might improve, but unfortunately we are still human and we still have the psycho-emotional and behavioral trappings of our evolutionary heritage, and that includes territoriality, prejudice, ignorance, disposition toward problem solving with violence, and so on. And so the most optimistic and yet naive views of those sci-fi stories, maybe they can't come to pass no matter how much our technology develops or how much time passes. But I think he's also making a point here that's not dissimilar from the Sylvester Stallone movie Demolition Man, in that if you go too far in that direction, if you try to sanitize and unify and normalize everything and make it safe and without too much effort, it sort of loses personality, and the meaning that we might derive from society and culture and art, it becomes whitewashed into this uniformity, this conformity that would not be as rewarding as the jagged edges, not always perfect, in some cases going a bit too far reality of humanity at their worst/best. And indeed, it makes me think about a comment that Marc made in the Soft Cell documentary that I watched a few weeks ago on my Patreon, again, big thank you to Kim, where he's talking about London, and he's saying like, yeah, London in a way now, it's sort of like gentrified, and sure, it's cleaned up, and it's, you know, more technologically advanced, but he seems to be suggesting that it's not the London that he knew, it's not a London that makes him feel at home or as cultured as the London of, you know, the 70s and 80s, and for all of its imperfections then, it had more personality, it had more character, it had more uniqueness than it does now in a modern era. And he, you know, was basically saying that, like, you know, the London now, sure, whatever you might say about it, it's more affluent, it's more developed, but it's not the London, I'm forgetting who he's talking to, it's like, it's, the name begins with a J, I can't believe I'm blanking on it now, but it's like someone that he's worked with. Oh, what is his name? But yeah, he's saying like, yeah, the London now, it's not our London. It's not the London that we knew and that we were part of. So I think there's a bit of that here too. And again, I think there's a bit of commentary on human nature and its incompatibility with those sci-fi projections. And of course, as someone who grew up watching the movie Back to the Future, I'm thinking like, yeah, we were supposed to have flying cars and hovering skateboards and all that. Like, where is that? We don't have that now. So I think there's a bit of humor in it as well. So yeah, a masterful song lyrically and thematically, and do let me know. I'm sure there's still other elements of this that, you know, I didn't quite soak in on a first listen. But I love the sonics, I love Marc's vocals, and the lyrics are fantastic, which I feel like those three elements are something I've said about Soft Cell going back to the very earliest days on up through this. So once again, big thank you to Kim as well as to Han Solo who provided Soft Cell material. Let me know what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace.